This is a great time of the year to propagate or grow certain plants from cutting. And one such group of plants are the Yuccas, Dracaenas and Cordolines. So let me show you how to do it. This Dracaena here would have to be one of the most auspicious of all of the Dracaena family. It's known as fragrance, but to Asian people, and particularly Chinese, it is a really important plant. This is known as the Chinese lucky or happy plant. It brings prosperity and happiness to the household. You tend to buy these as small plants, but their natural tendency is to grow tall. And what do you do when they've hit the roof? Well, you cut them back and they produce 3 to 5 new shoots, making them bushy and leaving them looking fantastic. If you want to stimulate certain buds to grow, you can make a singer or cut right above the bud. Now, this slows sap flow, forcing it into the bud, making it grow. But what do you do with the material you've cut off? Well, after you've cleaned it up and got it ready, you turn it into new plants, and you do it using this stuff here. Now, this is a special propagation mixture, and there's 2 ways you can grow these plants. And the first one, oops, making a bit of a mess here. The first one is that you get the propagation mixture prepared in a pot, and you take the tip cuttings. Now, I ended up with 3, so you quite literally push them into the prop mixture like this, firm them down, and what they're going to do is they're going to drop roots at the bottom. And guess what? Within 6 to 8 months, this is all going to be growing lush and full with foliage. And this sort of plant in a garden centre at that point in time would cost you somewhere between $60 and $80 for material that would have been thrown out. The remaining wood can also be turned into a lot of new plants by taking cuttings that are 50 millimetres in length and layering them across the top of a tray of potting mix, half buried into it, with the top half open to light. You'll end up with a heap of new plants growing. Cordolines come in lots of different shapes and sizes, but these ones, tea trees, they are absolutely stunning, and get a load of the beautiful colours. Now, one of the tricks with them is planting them into close proximity with each other, because you end up with such spectacular foliage variation and colour. They look amazing. Again, this is a plant that grows upwards, so if you don't trim it, it can become gangly and a little straggly. So a tip prune, taking the top off, much the same way we did with a happy plant, is going to give you a whole new plant, and the cut back plant will produce new shoots and grow bushier. The layered stem cutting technique also applies here. Lastly, one of the most structural architectural plants you can have in the garden is this one here. It's a yucca. Now, it's a giant compared to the other 2, but you can treat it exactly the same way. You need to cut it down, and it makes the most amazing cuttings.